Today's practice is going to be about freedom and freedom from whatever it is you'd like to be free from. And the invitation, of course, is the 4th of July, which it is today. But free or freedom is also one of the words that I chose for the year with some very specific intentions about what I wanted to be free from going forward. So as today came around, I thought, I should check in. And thinking there are a lot more things that I might like to be free of, and perhaps for all of you too. And so, with that, finding your sit bones and tilting your pelvic bowl forward and stacking your spine, growing the crown of your head to the sky. Take in a big deep breath and a huge out breath, and let yourself settle and ground, knowing that in order to let go or even listen or hear what we might want freedom from, we have to be settled, grounded, and feeling safe. And breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth with eyes closed if that is accessible for you. And just notice how you feel this morning or this afternoon, wherever you might be. And notice how this idea of what might you like to be free from sits with you. Does it seem exciting, stressful to figure out what it is? Just let whatever reaction you have to it be. And consider flipping your palms up towards the sky in a more open, receptive spot. And allowing yourself to listen here for a moment in stillness. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let the breath steady you, settle you. And notice if you listen here in stillness, what do you hear? What messages are there about what you might like to be free of? What you might like to let go of? And remembering when I bring up themes in yoga, they're just an invitation to explore. I often weave some coaching tenets that people are working on in this moment into my classes with intention, because when we're relaxed, we have much more access to our intuition and what we know, whether we know it in our roots and our sit bones, those ischial spines on the earth, whether we know it in our heart space, whether we know it in our gut or our belly or a third eye. Giving yourself a moment to notice where you know things and what you know. And you can bring hands to belly and see if that's where your information is. Or hand to heart, hand to belly. Try 2 hands to heart. You might even bring palms over your eyes and notice if that helps with your fingers on your forehead, accessing your third eye. Take a moment here to try those and see how you feel. I like to blend mindfulness, coaching, yoga all together because they work together. When we ignore our inner knowing and coach without that in mind, we don't end up aligned. When we don't know how to listen to ourselves, we don't end up aligned. And sometimes when we just sit without any intention at all, we lose our momentum. We don't have momentum. We need something to latch onto, especially for those of us with busy minds. So acknowledging who you are, where you are, what your life looks like in this moment. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Couple more deep breaths here. Hands wherever they feel most helpful. Setting an intention around freedom. Might you like to be free of judgment, free of heaviness, free of frustration about things outside your control? free of unhelpful or expensive stories, exhausting stories, free of getting in your own way, free of always pleasing others and not pleasing yourself. Or it could be free of a job or free of a person. Just taking a moment to let whatever bubbles up, bubble up. Might be free of an old habit that you'd like to let go of. And remembering that when we embody things like free in yoga, it's powerful. It helps us shift energetically, physiologically, so that we can begin to move forward. Bring your hands to heart center and rub them together, creating heat and energy. Bring the thumbs to your sternum, fingers reach up towards the sky, and setting that intention. Big breath in and out. Taking a moment, remembering that when we set intentions, we tell our brain what to focus on. We tell our reticular activating system how to filter things. One more big, huge inhale in through your nose. And a huge exhale, already letting things go. And lower your hands and open your eyes, letting the light in. And just notice if you feel different, perhaps already. Bring hands loosely by your sides, shaking them, letting things go already, any tightness. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, interlace fingers, flip your palms towards the sky, shimmy, 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 with a little freedom and sass. Exhale, round forward, suck your navel all the way back to your spine. Hands reach forward, palms reach forward, huge stretch. Inhale, reach up, slight arch. Let your belly move and be involved. Exhale, round forward, big movement. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, tip to the left, root right hip downward, lengthen your left side. Huge breath in, blow out over the right shoulder with intention. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, tip to the right. Inhale, stretch long. Create space. Let the breath into every nook and cranny. Exhale over the left shoulder, letting go of any sledge stuckness. You can do what we call that horse's breath. Inhale back to center. Reach tall, 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 slight arch back. Exhale, round forward with intention. Press your hands all the way forward. Crown of the head reaches forward. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Inhale, reach tall. Open your arms out to the sides. Reclasp them at your sacrum. Press fists to the floor. Heart shines forward. Chest puffs out. Shoulders down and back. Huge breath in. Exhale. Let things shoot out the heart you'd like to let go with that same horse's breath. Huge breath in. Noticing that the breath is a tool. Release your hands. Shake it out once again. Reach your arms out to the side. Push those side walls or the side nature away. Spread your fingers wide with active energy. Perhaps inviting fireworks to shoot out those fingers. Squeeze your fists and flick away anything you'd like to be free of. Squeezing the hands, opening up like sunbursts, starbursts, or fireworks in honor of today. Shooting them away with action, force. Pause and stop. Fingers spread wide, lots of energy. Wrap your arms in front of you. Give yourself a huge hug, any elbow underneath. Lift elbows above your chest. Squeeze as tight as you can. Fingers come to the medial edge of the scapula to the best of your ability.
Squeeze as tight as you can. Huge hug, honoring all of those things you'd like to be free of, the things you might already be free of. Huge squeeze, just letting it be, appreciating yourself for the journey so far, and honoring the reality of whatever it is you might like to be free of without judgment. Squeezing tight. Release the squeeze.
Untangle. Press your fists, palms to the sidewall. Wrists are flexed. Pinch your scapula together. Enjoy all the twangy things, sensations in the neck. Spread fingers wide. Lots of sensations. Relax the scapula. Drop fingers to the floor. Inhale, reach fingers to the sky. Exhale, gaze to the left hand. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, gaze to the right hand. Come back to center. Wrap your arms in the opposite direction, opposite elbow underneath. Give yourself a huge hug in the opposite way. Wiggle fingers to the medial scapula. Squeeze as tight as you can, giving yourself the biggest, best hug, releasing that oxytocin, which helps us access our higher brain. Squeeze tight. Sending yourself care, love, appreciation. We always wait for someone else to hug us or make us feel better. Exhale, release your arms, release the hug. Lower hands to the floor. Shrug shoulders up, squeezing tight, 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 tight. Squeeze fists. Exhale, release, lower, spread your fingers, let things go. Inhale, squeeze tight, fists, shoulders, reaching your shoulders up, pinch your occiput into the shoulders. Lots of delightful sensations. Squeeze your face tight too. Exhale, release, letting go of anything you'd like to let go of. Wiggle fingers. Inhale, reach arms up to the sky once again. Palms face one another. Left hand grounds to the earth. Spread your fingers wide, lower them to the mat. Right hip roots downward. Reach your right arm over as far as you can. Open up every nook and cranny of the right side. Bend left elbow. Huge inhale. Exhale, release, breathe out over the right shoulder. That horse's breath again. Inhale, coming upright, switch sides. Right palm on the earth, left hip grounds downward. Reach left arm over. Enjoy every nook and cranny of that left side. Huge breath in. Exhale, gaze over left shoulder, let it go. And with intention, let go what you might like to be free of. Who would you be without that judgment or people pleasing or perfectionism? Who would you be without whatever it is you'd like to let go of? Unreasonable expectations, perhaps. Press into your right hand. Bring arms together, interlace fingers once again. Shimmy your palms to the sky, root hips downward, slight arch back. Exhale, round forward into a seated cat. Let forehead, crown of the head, reach all the way towards the front. Stretch every nook and cranny of the back. Inhale, reach to the sky, gaze up. Huge breath in. Exhale to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, round forward into cat once again. Palms reach forward, crown of the head reaches forward. Enjoy every nook and cranny of the back body. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, release arms, lower them down. Take out whatever you're sitting on if you happen to be sitting on something, keeping it nearby if you'd like. And shake out your knees. Stretch your legs long in front, flex ankles, wiggle toes, get out any pins and needles, tightness. Wiggling your toes with intention. Letting go of any tightness there. Point your toes. Flex ankles. Find your sit bones. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Stack your spine. Grow as tall as you can. Huge breath in. Exhale, hands come behind, tented like cupcakes. Press fingers into the floor. Dandasana or staff pose. Soles of the feet reach frontward. Huge breath in and out while engaged. Bend elbows gently. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, release with intention, letting go. Relax everything. Bring soles of the feet together. Come into butterfly pose. Grasp, grasp ankles. Hug heels towards you and flap your butterfly wings. That lightness and freedom. What do you need to let go of to have that lightness and freedom? Huge breath in once again. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Move your arms out of the way of your chest. Stack your spine as tall as you can. Grow tall. Reach the crown of your head to the sky. Exhale, let it out with force. There are horses next door to me that make that noise all day, and I'm inspired by them. Huge breath in. One more horse's breath, as we say. When you do that, you're letting go of control and forcing things. Release hands from your ankles. Stretch your legs wide. Come into wide angle pose. Your fingers will come behind your hips. Fist to the floor. Pick up your hips. Sit up tall. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Back is flat. Bring hands in front. Walk hands forward. Hinge at the waist. Back flat. Lots of energy shifting. Lift up your fingers. Place your hands lightly on the earth. Spread fingers wide. Inhale, grow tall. Reach the crown of your head to the sky. Exhale, bend elbows. Hinge forward a teensy bit. Point toes. Flex ankles. Flex toes towards your knees. Relax your ankles. Spread your toes as wide as you can. Notice tiny little shifts in the toes and movement, big energetic shifts. Relax your toes. Slide hands up. Inhale, reach them up to the sky. Grow tall. Root your hips down. Grow tall through the side body. Grow as tall as you can. Huge breath in. Exhale, twist left. Left hand stacks behind you. Fist can hit the floor or the block. Right hand to left thigh. Grow tall. Huge breath. Ring it out over the left shoulder. Anything you'd like to be free of. Maybe old habits or stories, things from your childhood. Who would you be without those thoughts, those stories, those hang-ups, judgments of yourself? Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, ring it out a teensy bit more. Enjoy. Using your belly here to protect your back. Inhale, release your hands, reach tall, tall, tall. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, reach tall, tall, tall. Once again, root, sit bones, ischial spines downward, grow side body, fingers to the sky. Twists are spine lengtheners. Grow as tall as you can. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand, right thigh, right hand behind you. Cupcake or on a block, whatever helps you grow as tall as you can. Huge breath in. Exhale, blow it out over the right shoulder. With intention, use the breath to blow out what you would like to be free of. One thing. It doesn't have to be everything. It doesn't have to be the most important thing. Exhale, let it go. Inhale your arms up to sky, back to center. Lower hands to the earth. Shake things out. Let yourself just have a release. Notice if you're holding anything. Left hand slides down the left thigh to the left shin. Root right hip down. Reach right arm over the right ear. Reach towards the left toes. Root right hip downward and enjoy the right hip waist. Huge breath in. Exhale, right arm shifts back an inch. Gaze over the right shoulder. Let it go. One more breath here. Look at the view. Oftentimes, shifts in perspective are very helpful in nudging loose, finding freedom from old stuff. Inhale, reach tall, both arms. Right arm slides down, right leg root. Left hip downward, left arm reaches over. Reach that right hand towards the right ankle to the best of your ability. Enjoy your entire left side body. Huge breath in. Exhale, gaze over left shoulder. Enjoy it. Two more breaths here. Rise up, right, once again. Lower your hands, bend your right knee, bring right sole of the foot into the left inner thigh. Your knee is perpendicular. Right hand drops behind the right hip on the earth. Press right knee to the earth. Left toes come to the right. Lift up into Wild Thing. Stretch your left side body. Wiggle your fingers. Have fun with it. Enjoy that freedom. Freedom of your body here. Roll left wrist. Sit back down. Extend right leg wide. Left sole of the foot comes into the right inner thigh. Left hand about 18 inches behind the left hip. Left knee to the earth, right toes to the left, and lift up into Wild Thing. Roll your wrist, have fun with it. Slowly lower hips down. Bring both feet back together, coming back into butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees have a flap. Envision yourself flying, growing tall, root through your sit bones. Grow as tall as you can, puff your chest forward, reach the crown of your head as tall as you can. And exhale, release. Release your hands from your ankles. Stretch your legs long, sweep them around side. Come to hands and knees. Lower two forearms, palms will be on the earth. Lower your forehead straight to the floor. Sit bones reach to the sky. Coming into puppy pose. Lower forehead to the floor. And let your hips sway a bit, inviting looseness and freedom. Lift up the soles of the tops of your feet and your toes and just have a reset there. Bang them a few times. Huge breath in. Exhale, plant third eye on the earth, forearms on the earth, palms on the earth, spread fingers wide. And take a moment here to listen to that third eye and perhaps your heart space, knowing where you listened. Ask that question again. What would you like to be free of today, this week, for the second half of 2024? What would you like to let go of? Who would you be without those things? Huge breath in, letting things go. Slowly rise up to hands and knees. Slither forward onto your belly, coming into Sphinx pose. Forearms on the earth, elbows directly under your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide once again. Hips plant downward, tops of the feet plant downward. Inhale, heart shines forward, crown of the head reaches forward. Bathe your lower back with breath and let your heart see. See what is, what you'd like to be. Huge breath in, pour it all the way down through the front of your belly, below your belly button, into your sacral plexus. 2 more breaths here. Glutes engaged, legs engaged, protecting your back. Slowly curl toes, press back to child's pose. Knees apart, toes together. Stretch long, long, long. Forehead on the earth. Waggle your hips. Walk hands to the left side of the mat. Right hand to top left hand. Stretch the right side body all the way into the right hip. Huge breath in. Create space. Exhale, release, let go. Walk hands to the right side. Left hand atop right and enjoy the left waist, hip, rib cage. One big breath. Exhale, release. Walk hands back to center. One more big, huge stretch long forward. Let some spaciousness come into the armpits and into the rib cage. Let it out. Walk hands back to hands and knees. Inhale for cow. Sit bones reach to the sky. Crown of the head reaches to the sky. Enjoy your belly and your heart shine forward. Exhale into cat.
Enjoy the spine movement. Once more, in a way that feels good to you, you choose. Rounding in a way that feels good to you. Come back to center. Curl toes, walk hands a handprint forward and lift up to downward dog. And enjoy it. Take a look between your legs. Upside down inversions are about shifting perspective. What do you see there? Upside down, what does your heart space tell you? What does your third eye tell you? Notice if you'd like to stretch your heels to the floor, what energy might come there, or press hips back. Hips are the apex. Palms flat on the earth, fingers spread wide. Big breath in and out. Lift up onto tippy toes. Drop heels to the left. Bend left knee, right hips flares out a little sassy. And enjoy. Inhale, lift up. Come back to center onto tippy toes. Lower heels to the right. Right knee bends. Enjoy left leg, left hip, a little sass once again. Come back to center. Lift up onto your tippy toes. Walk hands forward, lower down to plank, and pause here. Finding your strength, your center. And here in this spot of strength, rock forward and back a wee bit. Thinking about what you might like to be free of here. The energy is very different here. What are you strong enough now to let go of? What are you holding onto with strength that maybe you don't need to? Press up to downward dog. Release. Bend one knee, press right heel to the earth, bend left knee. Bend right knee, press left heel to the earth. Lift up onto tippy toes. Press into your hands, reach hips as high as you can. Lower your forehead. Gaze upside down at this view. Walk hands back towards your feet. Come into a forward fold, widen your feet. Bend knees generously. Clasp hands at sacrum. Press your fists to the sky, straight elbows. Allow your head and neck to release, shoulders to release, hands to fall forward. Gaze at the view. Huge breath in. Exhale, allow your hands to fall forward. Release any neck tension, shoulder tension. Bend right knee, straight left, gaze to the left. Bend left knee, straight right, gaze to the right. Bend both knees back to center. Allow the hands to fall. Notice the tension as you release. There's often tension in creating some freedom, letting go of old stuff. It's not easy. Huge breath in here, upside down. And exhale, upside down, release. Bend your knees. Let hands fall a little farther forward. Lower hands to your sacrum with knees bent. Allow your hands to run down the backs of your thighs towards your heels. Let them come to the front of the toes. Gently roll up with knees bent to stand as slowly as you can. Remembering to do things in a way that works for you. All of our bodies are different. Everything I offer is an invitation. And when you arrive, just take a minute. Adjust if you need. Sometimes we tell you not to adjust, but taking care today to just be free of whatever itch needs scratching, wrists need releasing, toes need lifting. Let yourself notice what it is. Huge breath in. Exhale, release. Stand in Tadasana. Noticing the soles of the feet on the earth. Lift up all 10 toes, spread them wide, lower them down. Draw up that earth's energy through your legs into your belly. Engage. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Align your spine.
Heart is light. Grow tall all the way through the crown of your head. Exhale, drop shoulders, and take a minute to enjoy the tingles. Enjoy the groundedness. Close eyes if that feels safe to you, and connect in here to this idea of freedom. Spreading fingers wide, inviting the energy, the knowledge. Open eyes and release, shake things out. Shake your knees out, letting things go on the release. Roll shoulders back 3 times, getting rid of any kinks, and forward 3 times. Come to stillness. Raise arms shoulder height in front. Palms will face each other. Find your belly. Take a moment here to stand tall, everything engaged. Inhale, reach arms towards the sky. Lengthen side body, grow as tall as you can. Inhale, reach, 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 have a shimmy. Exhale, grow even taller. Inhale, grow tall. Right thumb and middle finger, grab left wrist. Exhale, tilt to the right. Enjoy left side body. Inhale back to center, switch the clasp of your hands. Exhale, tilt to the left. Enjoy your right side body. Come back to center. Open arms, lower them to your sacrum. Reclasp, drop shoulders down and back, fists to the earth. Heart shines forward, drop chin to chest. Enjoy. Inhale, gaze upward. Drop occiput towards your shoulders. Come back to center. Release your hands, shake them out once again. Stretch arms side, extend your arms to the side. Wrists are flexed, palms face the outside. Squeeze your fists and create those starbursts or fireworks once again in either direction, letting things with intention go here. Breathe. Bring hands in front. Continue flicking, letting things go. Reach your arms up above. Use your belly here. Continue letting things go. Open out to the sides. Continue. Lower hands and shake out your forearms. Lots of tightness there potentially. Walking towards the top of your mat. Inhale your arms out and up. Slight arch back. Fold forward, forward, fold. Inhale for a half lift. Back is flat, spine is straight. Exhale, forward, lower down. Step back to plank once again and pause here. Big breath in. Find your steadiness. Drop heels to the left. Reach right arm to the sky. Come into side plank. Exhale, right arm comes over the right ear. Stretch long and enjoy. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Lower down, back to plank, center, steady. Find your center, find your strength. Drop heels to the right. Left hand reaches to the sky. Exhale, left hand over the left ear. Enjoy the left side body. Inhale, reach left hand to the sky. Come back to plank. Shift your weight forward to those tippy toes. Drop knees, untuck toes. Hug your elbows in towards you. Roll down, chaturanga. To the earth. Pause, third eye on the earth. Weight is out of your hands. Take a moment to listen. Inhale, lift up to low cobra, heart shine forward. Exhale, lower down. Bring hands down by your hips, palms up. Lift your forehead off the earth. Inhale, lift up for locust pose. Feet will lift up. You'll be on the front of your hips, palms lift up. Head lifts up, crown of the head reaching forward. Enjoying the strength. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes.
Lower down. Left ear on the right. Release your neck. Relax. Switch sides, right ear on the earth, gaze left. Come back to center. Bring palms back by shoulders, by your bra strap. Curl toes. Lift up to downward dog. And walk the dog if it feels good. Come to stillness if it feels good. Take a moment here in downward dog. Gaze at the view behind you, whatever it is, even if it's a closet. And if it's beautiful, appreciate that. Ground both hands into the earth, right ball mount, right foot ball mount. Engage belly, inhale left leg to the sky, stack your hips, bend the left knee, roll that left ankle. Release anything held in the hip here. Roll the ankle in both directions. Extend legs, square your hips. Three-legged dog. Huge breath in. Exhale, bring your knee between your hands. Come into low lunge or Anjaneyasana. Wiggle the left toes forward. Take good care of your back knee. If you have blocks, you can use them. If you have one block, you can use that. Hands can be on your front thigh. And take a moment here to release the right hip. We hold tons of things in our hips. Set that specific intention to release. Use the breath to help you. Lift up all 5 toes on the left foot and lower them down. Reach the back knee, right knee back a smidge, being off the kneecap. Huge breath in. Exhale, sink in a wee bit more, release. Soften, not forcibly letting go or forcibly being free, just inviting the idea. If you have room, reach arms to the sky. Notice that slight little twist. Shift makes a big difference. Roll wrists in one direction and the other. Lower arms out and reclasp at your sacrum. Press your fists to the earth. Arch your back slightly. Heart shines forward. This is huge stretch. If it's too much, don't overdo it. Let your heart shine forward. Shoulders down and back. Release. Lower hands to the earth. Straight the left knee. Toes reach to the sky. Enjoy the back of the right leg. Big breath in and out. Send the breath to the back of the hamstring. Flex ankle, toes come towards your knees. Once again, a lot here. Noticing that sometimes being free of tightness is a challenge, free of holding old stuff. Lots held in the hamstrings. Invite the breath to come there, weave itself between those tight muscle fibers. You can envision it doing so. Exhale, hinge at the waist a teensy bit more. Back is flat, heart shines forward, crown of the head reaches to the sky. Bring hands to the inside of the left foot. Bend your left knee, wiggle it to the outside of the mat, shifting weight forward, coming forward into lizard pose, another huge inner groin stretch. Your back knee shimmies back a little bit more. I recommend staying up. Heart shines forward. You can be on your fists. If you happen to have a block, you can be on that. Let your heart shine forward, crown of the head reaching upward, not folding into it and collapsing today. Letting your heart shine forward, letting things be seen, releasing, letting go, loosening. Lift up the toes on the left foot and lower them down. Notice if you have room to shift onto the outer edge of that left foot.
And if not, don't do it. Roll back to the sole of the left foot. Wiggle the left foot back to center. Bring both hands to the earth. Press into your back toes. Lift up into a high lunge. Front knee is bent. Back heel drops to the earth. Cartwheel open into warrior two. A little bit of a different transition. So take your time. Bend the front knee. Stabilize the back foot. Notice how you feel. Get very stable. Take good care of yourself. Lower right hand down the right thigh. Reach left arm up and over. Come into peaceful warrior. Huge breath in. Exhale. Let things go through that left hand like fireworks shooting outward. Straight your front knee. Notice the little shift here and maybe a little tippy. Exhale, bend once again. Let things out through the left hand like fireworks. Inhale, cartwheel hands back to warrior two. Gaze is over the left middle finger, drishti, where you're headed. Pause here if you can and close eyes. Settle into your body. Take a listen. Reach arms up to the sky. Turn your hips front. Bring hands to your hips. Hop your back foot forward a wee bit. Come into warrior one. Wiggle the left toes a little bit to the left for steadiness. Always ensuring your steadiness. Reach arms up to the sky once again into warrior one. These warrior poses are strength poses, clarity poses. Bring hands to heart center. Lift up onto the tippy toes of the back foot. Shift weight into your front foot. Raise your right leg to the sky. Come into warrior three. Hands can reach out to the sides if you wish, or behind you if you wish. Wiggle wrists, release ankle. Nothing held tight here. Lower that back foot. Raise your arm to the sky. Lower hands to the earth. Hop your back foot forward. Come into a forward fold here. Waggle your hips. Hands come to your elbows. Release any tightness, any kinks. Free of gripping. Bend one knee and then the other. Release your neck, head and yes and no. Bring your hands over your head, reaching them towards the base of the spine, and release your neck a little bit. If you feel steady, don't tip over. Release hands to the earth. Inhale, rolling up, engage your belly. Arms will reach out and up. Reach towards the sky, palms together, hands to heart center. Pause for a moment here. Big, deep breath. 3 deep breaths. Connecting back to that intention of letting go and finding freedom from exhausting thoughts and habits and ways of moving through the world. Finding freedom from unhelpful thoughts and habits and ways of moving through the world. Who would you be without them? How might you move forward with just a little less of them? How much stronger might you be? Lower hands, bring them by your sides, open your eyes, arms out and up, slight arch back. Hinge at the waist, fold forward, forward, fold. Inhale for a half lift, back is flat. Exhale, forward fold. Step your hands back, step your feet back to plank. Pause. Find your center and your grounding. Shift forward onto your tippy toes. Lower down chaturanga to the earth. Inhale, slow cobra. Heart shines forward. Elbows tucked in. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes. Lift up to downward dog. Take a moment here.
Close eyes if that's okay for you. Reorganize toes and fingers. Find your belly in your center. Find the ball of the left foot, the palms of both hands, all 10 finger pads. Inhale, raise your right leg to the sky. Stack your hips, bend your ankle, and roll it out in either direction. Re-square your hips, extend leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, gently bring right foot between your hands into low lunge. Take a minute to reorganize, taking your time today. No magic transitions. Find your right hand on the right thigh. Take really good care of your left knee. And pause here. Sending intention to the left hip flexor to soften. Let go. Notice the top of the left foot, the right toes, soles of the feet. What needs to happen? Tack your right hip back, left hip forward a wee bit. You can use a block if you have one for a little stabilization or not. Notice what feels best to you. And notice slight shifts make a big difference. Sometimes we only have to set an intention to be free of something to make a big difference. Or let ourselves know that we would like to. Being aware of it is often the most magic shift of all. That's something we discover in coaching all the time. Once you notice what you're doing and being aware of it and being aware of what you want, so much begins to shift already. If you have more space, reach arms to the sky. Breathe. Holding your breath helps you be free, helps you see necessary for life to breathe. Sorry, not holding your breath, breathing. Lower hands to the earth. Straight your right knee, raise right toes to the sky. Bring right toes towards your right knee. Notice your hips, waggle them a little bit to invite some movement and a little freedom from holding. Huge breath in. Exhale, bend elbows, hinge over the right hamstring a wee bit more. Heart shines forward, crown of the head reaches to the sky. Point right toes. Flex right ankle towards your knee. Huge breath in once again. Exhale, release. Be free of something on the exhale, even if it's a smidge, one muscle fiber of tightness. Bring right hand to the inside of the right calf. Slowly shift your weight forward, lower your right foot, bend your right knee, walk hands forward, walk right foot to the outer edge of the mat, come into lizard pose, high lizard pose. Where I am, there are tons of lizards right now. Roll onto the outer edge of your right foot and your right knee can come outward. And pause here. Allow yourself to find calm. I am practicing right next to Nicasio Creek. And as I listen to the water flow and pause, all of a sudden there's a bit more release and freedom. That's the impact of activating your parasympathetic nervous system. Using mindfulness to get you unstuck. So listen to something calming in your environment. Maybe it's just my voice. Or is there bird chirping? Or some warm sunshine on your back? Inviting a little release in the hips. Lots of old stuff, exhausting thoughts, unhelpful thoughts, harmful thoughts held in the hips. Experiences. And if there's trauma, it's always done with kindness. And just perhaps acknowledging or wishing, non-judgment. Lower the sole of your right foot to the earth.
Wiggle that right foot back to the middle. Bring your right hand to the outside. Curl your back toe. Lift up to high lunge and pause here. Take a moment to find a steady spot. Huge breath in. Drop a left heel to the right side. Cartwheel open. You'll use your belly and you'll move slowly into warrior two. Bend right knee, gaze or drishti over the right middle finger. Focusing here on where you might like to go and what you might need to be free of to do that. Flip right palm up, lower left hand down the left thigh, arching open, peaceful, graceful warrior. I might say free warrior. Ribs fan open, straight front knee, bend front knee. Pause. Close eyes if you can. Oftentimes, shutting out the vision helps us reconnect with the body and listen and know. Allowing yourself to know what's going on in your body more. Something most of us in medicine were taught not to do. We never had to go to the bathroom, and we were never tired or hungry. Opening eyes, cartwheel back to warrior two. Shift hips to face front, arms to face front. Pop your back foot laterally to the left side of the mat. Coming into warrior one. Pause here. Bring hands to heart center. Shift weight into that front right foot. Raise left foot coming into warrior three. You can fly if that feels free, roll ankles or wrists. Hands can stay at heart center if being stable feels more free. Hands can come behind you in the Superman. Notice what feels good today. Nothing's better than the other. Have a little fun and lightness, play with it, that adds. Lower that back foot to the earth. Lower your hands, reclass them at your sacrum, press your fists down, shoulders down and back. Release that left hip a wee bit more. Release hands, lower them to the earth. Hop your back foot forward to meet the front, come into a forward fold and a release. Hands can be at opposite elbow or clasped at the sacrum. Do what your body needs most of. Big breath in and out. Taking a minute here to let go of whatever you'd like to let go of. Lower hands to the earth. Bend one knee and the other, coming down to hands and knees from here. Inhale, arch into cow. Exhale, round into cat. Drop head and neck. Sink back towards your heels. Come into child's pose. Knees can be together. Lower forehead to the earth. If you can place a block under your forehead. Palms on the earth. Pause here in the darkness. And check in. Let your heart slow. 3 deep breaths. Slowly walking hands upright. Sweep your feet around. Head will rise. Sweep feet in front of you, coming to a seat. Raise your arms parallel to your legs and roll down to lie down. And allow yourself to arrive here. Looking up at the sky or the ceiling. And just take a moment. Notice how you feel. Reconnect with this idea of what you might like to be free of. What do you want freedom from? Bend knees, soles of the feet on the earth. Walk your heels towards your rear end. Palms light on the earth. Lift up into a bridge pose. Shimmy shoulders underneath. Grab the outer edge of your mat. Tug your mat towards your heels. Lift your hips up. Release your back. Noticing here your throat chakra and your throat all scrunched up. Is there something you need to say that's caught in the throat that you'd like to be free of? Sometimes just speaking up is a path of freedom. Free of holding it in. Untuck shoulders, release the mat. Slowly lower your hips to the earth. Release the spine like pearls on a string. Lift up feet, bring your knees into your chest and have a rock. Grasp your shins, rock side to side. Come into happy baby if that feels good. Have another horse's breath if that feels good. Notice if anything's still gripping and needs to be released. Let yourself take the time to do that. Soles of the feet come together, heels come into the groin. Release the inner thighs. Lower hands, lower your feet to the earth. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana or reclining butterfly. Try hands at your belly today, creating a diamond around your navel. And pause here, close eyes. And connect once again to this idea of freedom. Freedom from exhaustion. Freedom from judgment. Freedom from heavy. Maybe it's freedom from irritability or resisting reality. Whatever it might be. What might help you get a tiny bit closer to letting some of that go? You can stay here for Shavasana, or you can bring your hands to the outer edges of your thighs, draw your knees together, stretch legs long, and allow your toes to fall open to the side, palms reaching to the sky. Enjoy a breath or two. A big exhale after the next in-breath. Releasing, letting yourself rest in Shavasana, free for a few moments of all the things, free of any obligations, any responsibilities, any expectations, free to rest, recover, restore, rejuvenate, to enjoy. You can stay here as long as you wish. If you are ready to come out, gently deepen those breaths. Slowly wiggle fingers and toes, inviting consciousness and attention back in. Let yourself be free to enjoy the juiciest, most delightful stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And let yourself choose how you'd like to come up to a seat where we began. Or maybe you don't want to and you want to stay lying down. Also fine. When you arrive wherever you're headed, allow yourself to drop back into a Shavasana-like state. Bring 2 hands to belly or a hand to heart, hand to belly, or 2 hands to heart. You choose what feels good. Freedom to choose. We always have the freedom to choose. Connecting to this idea of freedom again. What would you like freedom from? What would you like to let go to feel more free and light and move through the world with more ease? What's your next step towards that? Just one step, not all of them. Breathing in. Exhale, letting go. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. May you all have a day, a week, and a next 6 months full of a bit more freedom, a bit more lightness, a bit less exhaustion, and a bit more focus on what truly matters to you, what's aligned for you. Have a beautiful day.